Hey everyone, it's Aesah, and welcome to my video on Ixtal Arcanists in set 16. This was the 6th game I played in the early access playtest, and I will still introduce the new mechanics, but I'm not going to go into a ton of details. If you want to know more about what I think about set 16 as a whole, check out my Bilgewater video, which is the first piece of content I recorded for set 16, and I go into more details about the set overall. So the way I like to learn a new set is I kind of see what I'm given and then just go from there. So this game is Darius Encounter. We're starting with a 3-star unit. It's a Freljord, so I'm like, okay, maybe let's just go vertical Freljord here. I just put all the Freljord units in my planner. I just stick all of them in there, and then mouse over the trait, see what it does. I did not end up playing this trait here, but this is a decent way that you can kind of learn the new set. Maybe if you hit a 2-star failure unit on stage 1, for example, or stage 2, for example, let's say you start the game with a 2-star Anivia, you're like, okay, I'm going to work towards this. So yeah, this is kind of how I like to learn new sets. Again, this is not what I actually ended up in this game. Yeah, over here, I decided to just go with 2-trick, see what it gives me. And I did get a 2-star Nico, so now I'm thinking, okay, I have Nico, I have Kiana. Maybe I'll try to play towards Ixtal. All I need is a Milio at this point. So I'm just trying to play strongest board. I end up getting a Milio on 2-6. So put Milio in, and Ixtal is a really interesting trait where this is basically the big cash out trait of this set, similar to Crystal Gambit from set 15 or Cypher from the one before. But basically, you're trying to work up to really get big cash outs. If you don't want to play for that long, you can go for some smaller cash outs for a little bit of added econ, but the rewards really start to scale up at the higher levels. So now between these options, field 3 XL units for 17 rounds is kind of interesting. This is kind of like a super delay cash out, but I kind of want to see what other options there are, and also I feel like I can do better just based on what I've seen so far. I played Ixtal in one other game as well. I end up deciding to pick this Nico survives combat for 15 seconds, I believe. I'm not really close to rerolling the shot 15 times. I don't have enough econ to do that, and I want to see my next option as soon as possible. So I picked the Nico one. It was pretty easy to accomplish here, although I did lose my streak. Sucks. So now, because I do have a little bit of whatever this is called, currency, expedition points or something, you can see I have another option. I can just cash out immediately, which next round I'll just start the whole process over again, but I would get 1 gold. Of course, in this case, I obviously don't want to do that. So looking at my options, earning 6 interest, I would do that in 2 rounds, and I would get 70. Buying 48 XP, I could also do that pretty soon, and I would get 3 times as much. That's why I decided I would end up going for. So I took the buy 48 XP just because even though it takes a little longer than earning 6 interest, it does give 3 times as much. I might have to hurt my econ for it, but it's okay. Oh, I was kind of upset at this. Binary airdrop used to give you a tailored item, but now it is not a tailored item. I think this augment honestly is kind of bad now. But yeah, I was a little bit annoyed because the text is still the same. I think maybe it's not. Either way, I decided to pump to 7, which completed my next quest. I went down to 10 gold to do it, which kind of sucks. But now I get my next quest. So now you can see I can cash out and it'll give me 16 gold, which is actually pretty good, honestly. Like if I want to just cash out just now, this like to I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how much this is gonna get nerfed at all, but I think this trait is extremely overpowered. Um, I play these 3 units for 3 rounds, and I can already cash out 16 gold. Basically 5 gold per round with pretty minimal investment, just a 3 trait, and that's not even like a good cash out, right? Like going deeper is much better than cashing out now. So losing 3 in a row, I have a pretty strong board. I don't really want to lose HP, although I could get cash outs faster. But I end up going with having an empty bench for 4 rounds. Really easy to do. It does take 1 extra round compared to losing 3 in a row and doesn't give as much, but I can save HP by winning rounds. So I end up going with that one. And yeah, the big deal with Ixtal, I feel like, is you don't actually have to commit that much of your board to Ixtal. I guess like if your board doesn't synergize, you're kind of playing like two reverse fawns, as old TFT players might play, like two dead units that aren't contributing to your board. So I'm basically kind of playing like a level 5 board in a sense. Uh, but Nico being an Arcanist, I kind of end up playing around the Nico here. But yeah, I still have a lot of upgrades. My board's really strong, even though I'm down a couple units. And I managed to streak the rest of the stage, which is really nice. This empty bench one works on neutrals, I believe. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether it snapshots at the start or the end of the round, so I tried to avoid picking up these orbs. The one I did pick up, I sold instantly. And now, yeah, so I have a few more options. Kill 20 enemies. If I'm winning rounds, this would happen in 3 rounds. If I'm kind of like doing okay, it'll probably happen in 4 rounds. So I think I end up deciding to go with that. I have like a decent enough board. I think I get this in about 4 rounds. Whereas, and 3 rounds with 0 gold is faster, but it gets a little bit less. And I mean, I don't want to kill my econ, right? Like, I'm gonna lose a lot of gold going for that. Honestly, in hindsight, maybe that's. I actually think that one might be better in hindsight. Killing 20 enemies is a little bit scary. I think in this particular playtest game, I felt confident in my board, but in a real game, I don't know if this board would cut it. So yeah, I end up picking killing 20 enemies, but I feel like in a real game, I would pick in 3 rounds with 0 gold. Um, yeah, here I just went with team-wide combat, best friends, and yeah, just trying to play strongest board. Again, the Nico already is Arcanist. I hit a Swain early on, which I didn't talk about too much. That's a 4 cost, so Lux also a 4 cost as well. So I end up just playing around these Arcanist units. I kind of put like my final board I want to play around into my team planner. Nico is Arcanist. Uh, Silas is also Defender Arcanist. So Defender is kind of like the natural frontline trait that pairs here. You're also 2 out of 3 Demacia with Garen, who is a Defender, and a 4 cost. And so then I also end up throwing Jarvan in, who would give me 4 Defender and Demacia for my 4 cost Lux, who's the main carry of the comp. So I feel like this trait web feels pretty straightforward. You get 6 Arcanists, 4 Defender, and then you'll also get Demacia for your Silas, your Lux, and your Garen, which allegedly should all be pretty important units. No, because Silas is an unlockable unit, he's pretty hard to unlock. Actually, you have to sell a 2-star Garen, 2-star Lux, and a 2-star Jarvan. So you actually have to selling the 2-star Lux. I think is kind of scary because that's like your main carry. But then hopefully getting the Silas, you're weaker for a little bit. But once you're able to get that 2-star Lux again, then you have that Silas to give you more board strength. And because you are unlocking him, it's a guaranteed 5 cost that fits on your board. So it does kind of give you some board strength back. Overall, though, definitely kind of scary, honestly. I'm not sure how feasible playing around status will be in practice unless you're kind of high rolling, but we'll have to see how it goes. So I believe here I killed, even though I lost 3 of these rounds, I believe I killed enough units to get my next quest. I'm at 430. Alternate winning and losing for 6 rounds. I feel like that's way too hard to do at this point, especially the winning part. I haven't got my cash outs yet. I'm committing some 2 Ixtal units to my board, so I'm only playing kind of 6 real units instead of 8 real units, which everyone else is doing. Ixtal champion still damage in combat. I'm not carrying any of them. I have a full bench for 4 rounds. It's pretty easy. With 66 HP, I feel pretty confident I can survive 4 rounds. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go for another cash out. Pretty straightforward here. I'm already like trying to work towards my Arcanist board. You can see I have the 2-star Lux now. I have the 2-star Garen. I have the Swain, who is Arcanist. Swain is a Juggernaut though, so I'm not sure. Maybe 4 defenders is not the right way to go. That's just kind of my initial thought. But Swain being kind of your Arcanist frontline tank that's benefiting from 6 Arcanists, maybe you would want Juggernaut for him. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I completed my 4 rounds here. Does count the neutral rounds for this one. Brock is unlocked for getting over 500 expedition tokens. I'm not really sure what they're called again. Brock, I played on my board as for a little bit. I mean, he's stronger than like Kiana for sure, but didn't really do that much. I still have 42 HP, so I was like, okay, maybe I can just go for another cash out, right? Lose 4 rounds, obviously cannot do that, but I feel like rerolling the shop 16 times. Yeah, sure. Oh, I think I was going to do this, but if you look at the reward, it gives me 50 shards, right? I'm at 555, and the next breakpoint is 625. So it wouldn't hit the next breakpoint. I would have to hit another small thing that I could do basically in one turn for this to be worth it. Because I don't think I could do this turn. It'd be over like the next couple turns, and then I would have to hit another one. So I decided to just cash out here. Also nice to just have some HP buffer. Taking a bit of time to think about it. Ideally, I would just instantly cash out and fix my board. I kind of suspect, just looking at this back, which I played a few days ago, I don't exactly remember what happens, but it's kind of looking like I'm not going to fish my turn in time. But yeah, I was kind of like debating what to do here. So I got a Radiant, Thieves' Gloves, and a Tactician's Crown. Honestly, this should be like enough. Yeah, I like didn't change my board, which is not good, but it is what it is. Uh, a Tactician's Crown and a Radiant Thieves' Gloves should be honestly enough to win the game off of. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing. Spoilers, I did not win this game. But yeah, I don't need Ixtal anymore now that I already got the big cash out. It does give you another option, but of course, now that I'm starting back at 0, as we saw, for the first few rounds, you're just getting like 5 gold, so not really impactful. I could go for something, but pretty much no point. Yeah. And now I'm just trying to play around this Arcanist plus Defender setup. I also have Demacia as well. Again, Lux, Garen, and Silas, who's a 4 cost, 4 cost, 5 cost. So seems pretty nice. And I want to talk a bit about Annie. Annie's an interesting unit who gives you Tibbers when you put her on your board. Tibbers is itself a unit that you can choose to play or not play. Kind of interesting. If you do choose to play it, Tibbers is also Arcanist, so I think, let me go back to when I decided to play Tibbers. Yeah, I was playing an Ari, which is a 3 cost. And then here, yeah, this is kind of unique. There wasn't really anything that worked like this. I was like, oh, what's going on? And then like, well, he's an Arcanist. I'm just gonna replace the Ari here. Yeah, so this is the final board that I ended up on. Oops, sorry about that. I accidentally went to the next game. Yeah, 6 Arcanist, 6 Defender. I end up dying to who I end up playing against here. Don't entirely remember. Oh yeah, another 6 Arcanist player. This player is also playing 6 Arcanists. They have triple econ and just like 2-star all the legendaries with Silas 2, Annie 2, as well as like Azir 2 and Fiddlesticks 2, which are both legendary units as well. End up losing to this player. I wasn't able to hit Lux 2. To unlock my Silas, I have to sell my Lux 2, and I never got her back. My Silas Radiant TG didn't really roll anything useful. Yeah, I died here to another Arcanist player. That's going to wrap it up on this video on Ixtal and Arcanists. Again, as I mentioned at the start of the video, if you want to hear more about my thoughts on set 16 in general and how the mechanics work, check out my Bilgewater video. That was the first one I recorded for this set, and I talked a little bit more about the set holistically there. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching, and let me know in the Discord if you have any questions or comments.